Hello everybody, it's Kimberly. I'm just getting set up here. Hopefully my chihuahua is not going to be too loud. Sorry for the bumpiness. Getting my camera put into my little claw thingy that holds it. Claw thingy. It's not even a tripod, so I don't know what to call it. It's a claw thingy. Then I'm going to try to pull you guys up here on my iPad so that I can see if you ask any questions or have any comments, so we can just like chat together, which would be super fun. So let's see. Oh, I think I'm starting to get the hang of this, maybe. Wait, am I crooked? We shall see. I think I'm crooked. Does this make a difference? Does that help? Am I not crooked anymore? Let's hope that helps. Let's hope that helps. Let me see if the leg's gonna catch up here. My desk is so full, you guys. I'm one of these crafty, artsy people that has to have like everything right in front of me, otherwise I forget that I even own something. Oh yeah, that worked better. Now I'm not crooked. Sorry. Sorry for the bumpy ride, everyone. My paper towels that are used up, and here's my water bottle and my dirty water from painting and all sorts of good stuff over here, you guys. Okay, so I guess we can get started. I am really excited that you guys are here. If you want to ask a question or put something in the comments, please do, because I am watching you on my laptop, which you can kind of see precariously balanced over there on top of my why does it say that I might want to stop? I don't want to stop. I want to keep going. Don't stop. Okay, sorry you guys. Someday, I don't know how you like get all this technology set up without it being a bumpy ride at the beginning here when you're doing a live. So anyway, if you can hear me and if things look right, like my book looks right as you're looking at it, let me know down in the chats. I'd love to know who's here, where you're from. And so I'm Kimberly. Hi. I am sitting in my home here in Western Oregon, and thought I'd do a flip through tonight and hopefully not make you guys too seasick. I think I'm done bonking the camera now. So hopefully that won't be a problem. So I did a flip through earlier down on the channel. I did another live one. It was pretty fun. Oh, yay. Thank you. Everything sounds good. Hey there, Michaela from California. Fun. Where from California? I kind of have this dreamy view of California. I think Californians have a dreamy view of Oregon. I'm not sure. We want each other's states. Anyway. I just want your beaches. So I had gone through day 27, so we're going to pick up from there, and I was just going to do a quick flip through, but we can also just chat. And if you have questions along the way, try to notice what day it was. If you have a specific question about what I did or something, and then I can flip back to that day and answer your question. But what I have done in my 100 Days book is to just let myself play and be messy, which is generally my theory in my art journal. So I just kind of took this as a devotional art journal, and haven't, you can see I finger painted tonight. I didn't always try to make something pretty or make a good composition or whatever. Like, this is obviously not beautiful. So I don't know how helpful you're going to find this, but maybe it'll at least give you some freedom in figuring out what you might want to do, and that art doesn't always have to look like pretty, like ready for sale kind of pretty, you know what I mean? Oh, Oakland, San Francisco. Well, that's cool. We took our boys there a couple years ago. It was super fun. Oh, that was 4 years ago. Ooh, time flies. So anyway, so this one I did a lot of writing. I went through kind of a phase where I just did some writing, and because that's really what I could capture at the moment. Sometimes I don't do hardly any writing. Here's a little in him. Yay, in him. And these are a lot of stickers that I got from Magnolia and Magenta. It's an Etsy shop that does cute Bible journaling stuff. This page I did collage on. I love goopy, layered, chunky collage. And I had all these little bits and pieces from books and tissue paper and all sorts of stuff. So I just collaged all those on the page. Here I actually did want to paint something pretty, so I was practicing a rose, and I got some gold foil, and so I was practicing using gold foil. Hopefully you can see that sparkle on there. And I thought that God's Plans for You, I did this on purpose because he's been really leading me into art and watercolor. I just saw California pop up on my screen. Trin, you are from California too. You live an hour or two from LA or any beaches. It's 110 degrees here, so Oregon sounds nice. You know what, Trent? It has been 110 here, which is ridiculous. I live about an hour in from the beach, an hour east of the coast, and it's been 105, 109, 108, 98. It's been ridiculous here, and Oregonians feel like they're just gonna die of a heat stroke every day, I think. So it's been super hot here, and Oregonians just aren't used to that, at least here in the western half of Oregon. We're usually not quite that hot. So anyway, so some of the art I do, well, all of the art I do has some kind of symbolic meaning for me. And since God's been really leading me to learn watercolor, I wanted to do a watercolor rose here. And I felt like he's been kind of guiding me into adding kind of my sparkle into it with some gold leafing. So that's what that was. This was fun. This was a right when I got my iPad, and I started doing some little drawings on it, and I thought it was so cool that I could make my own stickers. So that was really fun. So I went ahead and put one of those in here with a bunch of washi tape and words from the washi tape that I thought just went really well. So you see, some of this is super simple. This is a rubber stamp that I carved out myself of like a megaphone speaker thing. Do not be silent. So I just colored that with the Pitt Artist Big Brush pens that I love so much, that I use a lot, and stamped it in those 3 colors. This one, I know I found a page that I forgot, so I put my marker in here so I can go back and do this page. Looks like it might be the most important page in the book, Christ Died for You. Okay, don't know how I forgot that one. God forgives us, right? Okay. Okay, so this one was just a mega collage. Like, I just kept piling stuff on. I wanted to pile a bunch of different textures and pieces, and sometimes I'll just have a bunch of leftover bits and bobs of stuff on my desk or around my desk, scraps, and I just try to put them together in something that might be kind of fun. And sometimes it turns out and I really like it, sometimes it doesn't. So I took the color scheme from here and tried to replicate it. Not sure if I love it, probably not my favorite color scheme, but it was fun to play with. This is one of my favorite pages, and honestly one of my most simple ones. I just took some coral colored paint and then added some white to it to create that background, and then added some glitter varnish paint on top of it. Collaged a little bit, couple stickers, die cut, stamping, so my little swan could be in a lake with, these are daisies, but we're going to pretend it's like grass in a lake or in a pond. This one was about, God talked to me about running the race, so I tried to draw a road here. I used my glue trick because this was over gelatos, and I wanted to write down here, so I put the glue over the top of it, and that sealed it in, and then I could write on top of it. Another collage page. I love collage, you guys. Like, I love collage, but the Bible pages just can't take as much stuff as I want to put on them, so I do collage in here and in my art journal. But I love how layered and textured you could get. So this is some collage paper from Tim Holtz that I got on Amazon, and just cut out some of the butterflies and colored just one of them in. And I used what is it called? Acrylic. Oh shoot. Matte gel medium, one of my other favorite things. to glue these on and cover over them with. And when you use the matte gel medium, you can use then the big brush pens. Here, I'll grab one in case you don't know what I'm talking about. You can use these over the top of it and it'll smear for a little bit, so you can kind of push the ink around with your finger and it'll smear, and then when it dries, it's permanent. It's not coming up. So it's really fun because you can get this, instead of like coloring it and having lines, you just kind of throw down some color and then finger paint with it. And I love these pens. Love, love, love these pens. Here I thought it'd be kind of fun. I have this funny little paper clip and a little, this was something in some Happy Mail somebody sent me. And so I thought that'd be kind of cute to just put in there. I got a bunch of stickers when I started this of letters, and I got them at the dollar store. And so I just decided to use some of these stickers and then mute it down. And then these are some flowers I printed on old book pages. It's a photograph I took of these daisies, and I printed them on old book pages, and then I put them over here and I toned it all down with some white. And I thought I had made a mess of it, but when I got done, I really liked it. Here, this is blinding. Sorry, put on your sunglasses. You have now been warned. I love neon pink. Not even gonna apologize for that. I think God made me that way. Anybody else love like neon pink? Like, put it in the comments if I'm not alone, because like, I don't know. I might be the only one stuck in 1986 because love neon pink. So neon pink cross with a prayer written on it. This one, facing temptation. I was like, all these arrows, instead of looking at temptation over here, don't look back, look that way. Let's see what else. He saved me and called me friend. I just made a mess on this page to kind of mimic the mess that Shauna had already done in the book, and then added some of these dollar store letters. I was like, instead of worrying, dream, send your worries off to God, because you can't dream if you're stuck worrying. This one was really fun. Like, really meant a lot to me. So this is texture paste that comes in a gold color. You can get texture paste that's just plain and you can mix colors into it, but this one was a one that came in gold, and so I did a nail like Jesus's nail on the cross, and that instead of it just being a nail that killed him, it's a nail that was like a nail of gold that gave us the most precious gift ever. So that was fun to play with, such kind of thick, chunky dimension there. Here's just a stamp I have that was fun, and these are just some Neocolor crayons, and then I added just a little bit of water so that it would blend out some but not completely. That's kind of a fun look with any of the water-soluble crayons, is to leave some of their texture behind. I always love a plain matte black, really cheap paint. I got this one, which is from Hobby Lobby, and it's their kind of artist brand or artist grade paint, but the problem is it's a glossy finish, and I don't see glossy written on anywhere on here, so I don't know how to not get a glossy finish from these. So they're great paints, but you can't write on top of them because they're too plasticky. So I get the cheapest one you can get at Michael's. You can get it anywhere, just really cheap black paint, and then it's like a chalkboard. You can write on it, and I use my favorite Signo white gel pens to write on top of it, and it's one of my favorite things. I don't know why. I had these beautiful stickers from, again, Magnolia and Magenta, and just put them on this page in a really colorful way. These are all gelatos. Then I used the glue to go over all of it. It made the stickers kind of shiny and fun. This was a fun mess. It did not photograph well, but in person it's actually really kind of pretty. So it was a leftover paper towel from that I had used while painting watercolors, and I cut it up into angel wings and glued it to the page with matte gel medium, and then put some gold paint over the top of it, gold watercolors, and made it look like angel wings. So that was super fun. Let's see. Sometimes I feel like I'm often in the caregiver position, and I think as women we get into that role, and it's easy to get into that role in our families and in church and all sorts of places. So I was just asking God, where can I go to be the patient? Because it talks about God being there for us, and that when we need help, it's important to ask for help and be in a community. And so I was just kind of feeling like maybe I needed to build more of that into my life that day. Here's where I used those acrylic paints that I just showed you, and I was able to write over them with a Sharpie, but that was it. Sharpie did it, but I made a mess. I finger painted, and it's a total mess, but it was super fun. I love finger painting. That's another thing I love. Here I did a fun little watercolor of some, I don't know, they're little blobs that could be daisies, could be daffodils. You tell me. I don't know what they are. But I said I had this little piece of paper that has limes on it, so I typed on my old typewriter, "When life gives you limes, make limeade." I don't know, I thought I was being cute. So anyway, I liked that lime paper, and I liked this yellow and green, so I just went with that. More stickers from the dollar store and die cuts that I had, just to make a page that was fun. The song "Cry Out to Jesus" by Third Day is a super important song in my husband's and my marriage. And so I used some texture paste here, and then poured some glitter on top, did collage, and wrote "Cry Out to Jesus," because this is talking about how God calls near to you, or when God calls you near, you can come near to God too, or you can do it too. You can ask God to call near to you, and he will be right there. So it just reminded me of that song by Third Day. And you'll notice I cover up this whole page sometimes, because I read it, and then it's like my thoughts can go on top of it, and I don't need to know what was written underneath, because this is kind of my process. But sometimes I like to leave what Shauna had written behind. Sometimes I accidentally cover it up, like here I kind of, oops, there it goes, well, never mind. So this one was just playing with this color scheme of this page. Sometimes I like to play with color because I get stuck in my ruts. Like I love the colors that I just showed you, the lime green and turquoise. I love that combo. I love pink and light pink. I love black and white and neon pink. Like they're my favorites. And then I'll see something like this and go, oh, that is really pretty. So this is actually a wax. I wasn't sure how it would work on paper, because it says it was like for gilding on frames, but it was in the clearance aisle. And you guys know me, I'm willing to try anything. And it did fine on this paper. I have not tried it in my Bible, but it dried. It's not sticky or anything, so I think you could use it in your Bible. So that was kind of a fun thing. It was, it looks really orange in the bottle, but on here it looks really copper. So that's kind of fun. Here, I traced my hand and then painted it in. Basically, I was like, I want to give you my open hand, Lord. Here, focus. I had this camera. I can focus on what if, or I can focus on Jesus. I get to choose what I focus on. This one I was just trying to be a little bit different, and so I cut out these tabs and just washi taped them in for fun, to make my list instead of just listing the words. Here is watercolor paint, and Neocolor crayons, and some glitter. There's all sorts of stuff. This was probably a glitter gelato, actually, on top of my writing, just to make it fun. Again, here's the black with the white pen. Love it. I don't know why, I just love it. But I'm one of those people, I love chalkboards and that texture and the texture of chalk. So I think I'm kind of nostalgic about this look. Smile, God's got this. Just playing around with this stencil and an ink pad here. That was pretty fun. This one, again, playing with the colors that Shauna gave, because these aren't colors I would just kind of naturally pull out to make art with. And I actually really liked this, the gray, kind of taupey gray, and this rust color. Really pretty. So I'm guessing this fall it'd be kind of fun to play with some of these colors and paint some fall leaves and things like that. Here was just a scrap of paper I had that I really thought was pretty, and some other things that I'd already stamped and cut out. So I just made a little collage with that. Then I thought I'd write more here, but when I got done, I was just kind of like, okay, I kind of like this as is. So I just left it. Sometimes you're just done. Even when you think you weren't going to be done, you're just done. I was just done. Here, God's talking about the fruit of the Spirit living in you. So I was like, I want to be like seeds planted in the good soil. I want fruit to come from my life. So I had these seeds that I knew we weren't going to plant. So I went ahead and just stapled them in here. And here I just wanted to record some praises. So I had this stamp that said praise on it. Actually, I think it says praise the Lord. And I just used a big brush pen to color just the praise part and stamped it all over, and then wrote something I was thankful for under each one. Here was another day where I just chose to write. Here's a day where I did a little flip card and put my prayer under that and painted all over the top of it. With these kind of pinks. This is another favorite, blush pink, gray, black. That's like straight out of the 80s though too. So guys, you know, I'm just stuck in the 80s. Forgiveness is for you. That I liked this card that I got. I think it also came from Magnolia and Magenta. I have a lot of her stuff in here. I love her stuff. It's super cute. He sees me as flawless. This one where I was just playing. It's a hot mess when it comes to art, but boy, it was a good time. Just spending time with the Lord and thinking about what it means to be pruned, and if I would even want Him to. And so I drew this grape with some gelatos and these scissors with a metallic pen. And then over here I had just gotten some pan pastels in a kit. These are pan pastels, and I've never ever used them. So I was trying to make purple, see if I could make purple, because supposedly they blend. I don't know anything about them. So I was trying to make purple. So I was experimenting, making some grapes over here out of my pan pastels. And while I'm doing this, it's just time that I spend with God. And I let this one dry overnight because I really liked how goopy the paint was. I didn't want to like smush it down or anything. I liked it all goopy. Where do I get my Pitt Artist pens? I found that there's two places that are really good. One is By the Well for God. It's an Etsy shop that does really cute Bible journaling kits. And actually in a video I'm putting up tomorrow, you'll see one of the kits that is their current kit. She sells them, and she gives you a buy 5 get one free, I think, on the Pitt pens. But if you don't want to buy 5 at a time, to get the free one, I get them at Blick.com, and in my in all of my description boxes there's a link to Blick.com, and they carry these in singles, so you don't have to buy like a whole set of them. You can buy one color at a time, and I think they're about $3.50 on Blick, which is the best price ever. And Blick often runs a special that if you spend $39, you get free shipping. So what I do is I just save up, and I'm like, okay, I write down a list of colors I want of these, and maybe I'm needing another Stabilo pencil, or there's a paintbrush I want to try, or I've run out of like a mixed media notebooks or watercolor paper, and so I just wait until I get like a $39 order, and I throw in a couple of these pens. So I probably have, I don't know, a dozen of these colors, but I've got kind of a rainbow selection, and so I've just collected them slowly over time at about $3.50 a piece, and they're great because you can use them on stamps or just coloring, or like I've said, if you use it on a slick surface, you can move the ink around. They're just fantastic. So I hope that helps Michaela. Is it Michaela or Makila? Because I know Michaela's and I know Makila's. Woohoo, thank you. Oh, Blick, you have one near you. That's super exciting. I've never been to one. Like, I always order online. I've never actually been to one. Like, I think I would probably think I hit heaven if I walked into a Blick. I'm not sure. Either that or it would would be really bad because I'd want to buy the whole store. Maybe I'll ask to go there for my birthday. That would be really fun. Okay, so here I had some, I posted this one, and there's a process video of this one that I just posted a couple days ago on the channel, so it should be kind of right underneath this post if you guys want to see that. It turned out all messy, but the layers were what this was all about, and kind of the process I went through. I talk about that. Here I did some watercolors. You have it right, Michaela. Okay, good. Thank you. I like getting people's names right. And so I'm glad you typed that out phonetically for me. So this was just watercolors, and then I was practicing painting with a pen because instead of using a paint pen. And so anyway, again, experimenting. Then I just did this tonight. You Are My Strong Tower. Because when I read this devotional, it took me straight to that song that's like, I don't know, 100 years old now. Just kidding, not 100. But You Are My Strong Tower, Fortress When I'm Weak, Your Name is True and Holy, Your Face is All I Seek. Anyway, I wanted to record that. So again, I did the black paint. That's why I painted with my fingers, and then used a paint pen and a white pen up here. And then this was just a little card that got sent to me from, I purchased a hand-sewn Bible bag from an Etsy shop, and this was a card that she sent with it, so I thought it'd be fun to include it in here. And these are some stamps. Hey, here's a little preview. These are some stamps that I hand carved. And in this upcoming Sunday Psalm, I use these, and I'll be sending out the template that I drew to create these. So if you want the template to you can either use the template then to draw in your margins. You could print out, I'll set up the template so it kind of is pretty, so you could even just print it and put it in your Bible, cut it up, put it on your margin, whatever you want, write a prayer on top of it. But I'm going to be sending that out this Sunday, the template, so that you can either carve your own wings or you can use them however you want. I'll create a printable out of those. So that's a little preview for Sunday, and I thought she turned out kind of cool. I used a gelato again, and honestly I just dipped the gelato in this gross dirty water and then colored on top of these with the gelato, and then I stamped it down, and it got a good impression. I hope you can kind of see that. Sometimes the metallic-y things are hard to show up. So that's my 73 days so far. I will be continuing going. I'll probably do a flip through once I get done with it, because we've only got about 27 days left of this, and I don't know when I'll get done with it. It might be Christmas. But I'm doing it when I feel inspired to, and I think that's what's important, is that we're just kind of leading where God takes us. So thanks for hanging out with you guys. Hanging out with me tonight, you guys. I can't talk. I guess that means it's getting time for bed soon. But this was super fun, and I always get nervous to do a live because of the technology, and it kind of freaks me out. But then once I do it, it's so fun. And so feel free to leave any questions or comments, as always, and I will be, thank you so much, Tren. I will be uploading another process video tomorrow, and then we'll have our Sunday Psalms, and we'll just keep plugging along here together. All right, guys? Thanks so much. Have a great night. Bye.